Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pink Table Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Carly D., a doctorally prepared registered nurse, educator, mentor, and community advocate. The show is brought to you by Lawin Media Network, and you can catch us live every Wednesday, either through our Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch TV, and we're also on all podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Google. So make sure you tune in each Wednesday or subscribe and listen to us to get great inspiring stories and other fun facts and information. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a very important subject to me. This is April, which is Autism Awareness Month. I am a mother of a child with autism. And today, this really has special meaning for me. This afternoon, my second daughter, who I had suspected had autism, was actually diagnosed today officially. I had been asking the doctors to test her for a couple of years. They wanted to see, if she would grow out of the symptoms. But unfortunately, she was diagnosed today, which was a confirmation of what I have been seeing and knowing in my child for the past few years. For me, I don't see the diagnosis as a setback, but a confirmation that she can now receive the services that she needs in school. Both of my children have autism, but they are verbal and they are thriving and they are doing very well. And I'm a proud mother for children who are on the autism spectrum. Autism is, as of April of 2025, the CDC reports that 1 in 31 8-year-old children in US are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, which is an increase from 1 in 36 back in 2020. So this neurodevelopmental condition is over 3 times more common in boys than girls, and it is identified across all racial and ethnic groups. For myself, both of my children being preemies and having spent time in the NICU early on, I knew that there might be some neurodevelopmental issues later on. However, I did go and get myself certified in ABA so that way I can offer my children the best possible resources and support that they need as they are growing up. And so I can say today that they are happy and healthy and they are doing well in school. So tonight, we're bringing to you guys school health nurse Demetria Wills, who is also another proud autism mom. So everybody, welcome to the show, Demetria.
Thank you. Yes, I am a proud mom of an autistic. I have an autistic son. He's 5 years old. He's nonverbal, but he is thriving. He does communicate. And I'm not going to say he's so much as nonverbal. He still speaks, but it's not to where a 5-year-old's supposed to be. He actually turned 5 yesterday. So woo, happy birthday, Jace. So yes, I'm definitely on Jace's journey. Like I always say, until all the pieces fit. Just his normal became my new normal. So yeah, I just took everything that I knew about life, unplugged myself from it, and started all over again while on his journey.
I love it. And I love your shirt and what you're wearing.
I am an
and
autism
your beautiful
mama.
eyeshadow. Oh my gosh.
I try to represent. April is the month that I really do a lot, actually. And even so on in just helping moms who don't know, because there's a lot of moms who are very uneducated about it.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you look back, but when we were young, we didn't hear about autism.
Not at all.
Respectfully, only kids were mentally retarded or they had Down syndrome.
Right.
And then they had people with ADHD and ADD and things like that. So you didn't really hear of any of those neurodivergent disabilities.
It's true.
So now that kids are coming up, it's like now you hear about autism and you're like, okay, where did this come from? It just kind of came out the blue.
It's true.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's been around for a long time, for decades, but we're just starting to, as the statistics show, that we're seeing it more. But what I feel we're just recognizing it more. I think we have better testing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to diagnose.
Well, maybe they just put a name to it, because before it just so may have been, but there was no name for it.
Yes.
Maybe they was just like, oh, he's hyperactive or
shy.
Anything like that. And so there was no name to it. So now that they saying autism and ASD, and it's like, you see, it's just everybody's popping up with it, kids are popping up with it everywhere. So even with my son, I did adopt my son, and I've had him since birth. And I didn't know if anything was going to be wrong, but like I said, I put on my seatbelt and I buckled up for the ride. Regardless to whatever it was going to be, I'm like, I'm here. I'm digging in.
We're in the trenches, is what I always say.
Once I started to notice those signs, because I've been working with kids. Don't want to tell my age, but a little over 20 years now. A little over 20 years. So when I start to see the signs of the things that made him different, I was like, okay, something isn't really right.
My mother always knows.
Yeah, definitely,
we always know.
And I'm very, very, very hands-on. So I started to notice the things so little. It's like 9 months.
Yes. Me too. So, the same. The same. I knew early on with both of my children, like even in the NICU with the oldest, because the NICU nurse said to me, she's not like all the other babies I've had in here. And I was like, that's strange. And so I started to pay attention. And I was like, oh yeah, she is a little different.
And the lady who was watching my son, he was in an in-home daycare, and she said, I noticed he isn't like all the other babies. She said he should be trying to hold his bottle and things like this now. And he wasn't meeting those developmental milestones. So I said, okay, now, it's something more. So I paid attention, and once just paying attention to him, I'm like, okay, this isn't right. But I also made note of those things. So when I took him to the pediatrician, that I can tell her everything that I've observed.
Yes. And I think it's so important for us to speak up as mothers when we go to these doctor's appointments. I'm not saying they always listen and take our symptoms serious, but it's important for us to at least start to advocate for them. Because we're with them all the time. And so we see everything, because, that doctor's visit, they might be on their best behavior that day. And they're like, oh, I don't see anything wrong.
Yes,
they look fine to me.
And then when they get in the car, then it's all over the place. Yes,
and I'm like, why did you do that in the doctor's office? So they believe me.
But she was saying, well, he'll probably grow out of some of these things.
That's what they all say.
And that's what they say. Oh, okay, well, it's a bit early. He may grow out of it. So she said, give it till he's 12 months, and we'll see. The things where he's at that moment. So in that moment, I was just kind of like, okay, well, I don't see a change. But when he turned 12 months, some of the stuff he was no longer doing. So I'm like, okay, but it still isn't right. So once then, his pediatrician, she did like a soft diagnosis, is what she said. She said, because I'm not able to diagnose him until he's 18 months. And he actually has to go to a center. She said she couldn't even do the diagnosis. So she said, I have to refer him to an ABA center where they did everything. They tested him and everything. But it only confirmed what I knew.
That's all. That's how I felt today when she's like, she's on the spectrum. And I was like, I knew like 4 years ago.
But
they,
waiting on you guys to tell me.
to finally send me, the referral to get the test done. But, and so she was like, but she's doing well. And I said, yeah, because I already started incorporating strategies. And I give my kids like what I call global education. I don't just rely on school to teach them. I take them places. They go to museums. We do digging sets. I let them feel the sand, the earth. We do everything, and that's how they learn.
And it's funny that you said that because once my son, when he was 12 months old, he didn't like grass.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. He just didn't like the way it looked. He didn't like the way it felt. So I mean, sensory. I know it sounds crazy. So I put him in the grass. I'm like it. And when he was in the grass, you had no choice but to put your hands down and get up.
Yeah.
So from that point on,
that's awesome. Yeah.
So from that point on, I went to Barnes and Noble and I got a sensory book. It was like it was called, I think, My Everyday Life. Oh, wow. So it had every texture that you can feel in the book. And I would take his hand and I would rub across it.
Yes.
And I did it to him. We did it together like twice a week. So you'll know these are everyday feels. You don't have to be scared of these things.
Yes.
So once I did that with Jace, it pushed him further along really quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, because I didn't say, okay, you're afraid of that. Let's avoid that.
Avoid it. Yes. And that's where a lot of parents make a mistake when they notice their children has like sensory issues is they avoid it and they do a lot of avoidance. But I say immerse them in it, because they'll get afraid over their fear and it'll desensitize them to it. Because a lot of children on the spectrum have sensory issues.
Yeah, and that's one of the main signs when you start to see those in their real high sensory issues.
Oh, yes. I knew early on, like I said, with the oldest, she hated baths. Bath time was like the worst thing. And so I was like, I got to hurry up and get this bath over with. Yeah. Where I thought, when I became a mom, I'm like, oh, bath time is going to be so nice. Yeah. I bought all the cute little sponges and the bubble bath and all the cute stuff.
Writing chalk on that.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to have a fun time. And it was screaming and turning red. And I was like, oh my God, there's something going on here. Yeah.
And for me, it was, I put, with moms, we give our kids maybe a chicken bone or something. So you can introduce them to new food.
Little stuff. Yeah.
So I opened his hand and put it in there and he screamed.
Yeah.
I was like, is something poking you?
Yeah.
So I took it out of his hand and he was fine.
Yeah.
But once I put it back in his hand, the sensory part of his hand, the middle palm, he started to scream again. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
Wow.
He doesn't want to touch anything. So upon that, I started noticing I only want to hold my blanket, my bottle, and my pacifier. And those were the only things that he will allow fully in his hand.
Wow.
Any other thing he would hold like this. Okay.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
And then I noticed, I started to notice something. I'm like, okay, that's another thing. So that's when, like I said, the sensory book came along to kind of get him familiar with those feels in the palm of his hand.
That's really wonderful. That's really great.
Yeah. So that's why I say listen, when they said autism, I started to do my research.
Yes.
I never want to hinder him. I always want to help him.
Yes.
So when they told me, I was like, okay, what can I do?
Yes.
How can I be the best me for you? Because I don't want to, he doesn't like grass, so let's walk on the other side of the street.
Right. Exactly.
So when I immersed him in those things that he was afraid of, now in those areas, he thrived.
That's wonderful. That's really fantastic. And I love the way you took that head-on approach. I kind of did the same. Like I said, they told me there was a wait list for ABA. I found a course and I took it.
Okay.
I said, I didn't wait. And I said, I'm going to learn this ABA. I got my own little ABA certification and started implementing these things at home. I would make sensory boxes and sensory kits at home. I even had a kit once with coffee grounds and they was all up in the coffee ground.
And then he started getting to where the hand, he started to rub it on his lip.
Oh, yeah. Everything went all over the face. Yeah. Yes. Those were a lot of bath wipe downs and baths because sauce was on the face, the coffee ground, everything that I would, the paint.
And then you got to keep hand sanitizer because you're like, I can't believe you just
and baby
did that.
wipes. That was in my purse all the time.
Wet wipes. Yes. And even now, still to this day, I got a pack of wet wipes in my truck.
Oh, yeah. You have to keep them with you. That's a mother's tool. I tell you, that's the best tool. Because when I go to restaurants, sometimes I have to wipe stuff down.
Because you never know how they're going to touch it, if they're going to rub their mouth on it. I was just like, okay.
Yes. I went to Disney and they had like these poles while you're waiting and their whole mouth was on. I was like, oh no.
You're going to be sick. Yeah. I was like,
yeah. So that was interesting. Well, this is off to a great start, but we're going to go to our first commercial break of the evening. So everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk with Demetria Wills.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
To let them know that.
Okay. Well, welcome back. We're still chatting offline.
Yes.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Tonight we're talking about autism and motherhood, and we have our special guest here, Demetria. So we have a question from our audience member, Mimi DeVera. She says, "Is it hard having a child or children diagnosed with ASD?" Very good question. Do you want to tackle this first?
Oh, yeah, sure. It depends on where they are in the spectrum. Every child is their own. It depends on how you handle. Because I know for me, routine is my best friend. Mm-hmm. Routine with him is my absolute best friend. Now, however, he's not very high on the spectrum, but most of it is nonverbal, him not being verbal. Mm-hmm. So it's not so hard. It's what you make of it. But yeah.
Yeah. And I would say for myself as a mom diagnosed now with 2 children with autism, for me, it wasn't hard. You know, the doctors always would look at me like, if once we give her this diagnosis, she's going to be like upset and disappointed. I was like, okay, moving on. Let's go to lunch, like everything back to normal. Like it was no big difference for me.
Thank you for the confirmation.
Yeah. It's, but what it does help with when they have that diagnosis, it allows schools, doctors, and other places you go to be able to help accommodate and provide services that they need.
Yes.
For instance, when we go to like amusement parks or like airport and other things, we might be able to skip the long lines because they know children on the spectrum might have more difficulty or they don't even understand why are we waiting here. Yeah. And so that it just makes some things a little easier. Yeah.
I just want to go. Yeah.
Why are we waiting? And so she says, Mimi also says, here in the Philippines, even if you're diagnosed with ASD, parents don't really take you to therapy and all. Can you still get better or be normal? Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And you know what? It's kind of like what you were talking about, how we didn't really have this diagnosis before. And so us being here in the States, we have more medical technology interventions.
Yeah.
So we're more aware of what ASD is. But I guess for other countries, they're still coming to knowledge of this this neurodevelopmental disability. So what I have seen is if you integrate your children and allow them to live a healthy, normal life, yes, they can adapt and they can obtain social skills and they can become, typically healthy children that are thriving.
And they may not be what society said they're supposed to be, or like like I said with Jace, the typical 5-year-old, but they're their own normal.
Yes.
And I know, like, piggybacking off what you said,
Yeah.
I know a lot of, like, with us growing up, a lot of people just don't know how
Yes.
to handle it.
Yes.
So, especially with you being in the Philippines, you may, like you said, the technology isn't
Yes.
as advanced. So they don't know what to do. And just kind of the thing with that is research.
Yeah. Just do your research.
Research is
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll help you and look at those videos with the real life stories with moms.
Yes.
The everyday of a mom with autism. Because it's not going to be peaches and cream. It's not going to be roses and strawberries all the time. You will have those days.
Yes.
But once you see the progress
Yes.
and you to see your kid
Yes.
thriving, that's all the rewards you typically need.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And even if it's the smallest thing, that's the big milestone for moms like us.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
You know, last year, my daughter got Student of the Year at her school. But I remember 3 years ago when we moved here, she was being rejected by schools from being so far behind.
See?
You know, she wasn't even able to like hold a pencil and things like that. And schools rejected her. And I thought that was actually crazy.
Yeah.
But so last year, you know, she came to me with her little certificate. It was like 9:00 at night. Baby, the tears started rolling down my face. And I was texting everybody. I didn't care how late it was. I had family in New York, so it was like 10:00 at night. I didn't care. Everybody's
gonna know. Everybody's gonna know. Yes.
So it was a wonderful, rewarding moment for me that all my hard work and not listening to the naysayers, you know,
because that will definitely bring you down and deter you.
Absolutely.
It will definitely deter you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, so.
And I'm in a bunch of autism mom groups on Facebook, on social media. And when I say they have the horror stories, you be like, oh my God, I hope I never go through this until you do.
Yeah.
And then you be like, what is going on? I know. And this is probably a little TMI, but my son, he didn't like the way poop felt on him.
Yeah, they have that issue.
He took it out of his diaper.
No, they do.
And he just dropped it on the floor.
Yeah.
The dog came by and ate it. And but in the midst of that, it was on his hands. He don't like his hands dirty, so he wiped it everywhere. It was on the walls.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am
Forget
done.
This. I'm out.
I had to go in my room and go, take me a couple minutes because that's completely normal. If you got to take a couple minutes to gather yourself, yes. and as an autism mom, you will find yourself doing it quite often. You know, I needed to regroup, and when I came back, I came with a whole different attitude.
Yes. My daughter, also the oldest, she had issues with going to the bathroom because she didn't like the sensation of doing number two.
Okay,
and so she would hold it in
and
for weeks.
Oh wow!
And so we had to start giving laxative early on. She ended up having to go to the hospital, you know, a lot. We went through a very difficult time getting her just to use the bathroom because of the sensation. And so those two things go together. So autism comes with GI issues and sensory when it comes to doing, you know, going number two. And so when I thought it was just her, no, they all, a lot of them have that same
And that's
issue.
what I said. I thought that it was just him because this, mind you, this is when he was younger. And I thought it was just him. And I was like, what is going on? But now I see that a lot of parents are having it. And I thank God that I'm not going through it anymore.
Oh, yes.
And it was kind of like once he was potty trained, that was absolutely it.
Oh, yes.
He just stopped using the restroom on himself. And I was putting him in a pull-up to go to bed at night. And then once I stopped putting it on him, he just never had an accident. He's never wet the bed. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you. Because I prayed back then, just looking back on that day till now, you know. And some people are saying that they're 5 and 6 year olds aren't even
for a long
potty trained.
time. For a long time. My daughter, she was 7 she was 7. So it just happened very recently.
Oh, okay.
It was actually on her 504 plan last school year. She said, Mom, by Christmas, I want to be in big girl panties.
Oh,
because
good.
she was still wearing a pull-up, and she made it too, right?
That's
before
good.
Christmas. So for Christmas, she got her big girl panties, and it's like you said, it's those little wins, like for her and for my
celebrate it.
Oh
and
my
make
gosh,
it huge.
Yes. Like having regular pants, and we got the cute panties, like with the characters, all the different colors. And it was one of the most proudest moments for me because I was crying many years thinking like, she's never going to grow out of this. I'm like, is she going to be 10, 11? Like, because some children on the spectrum, they're adults and still in diapers.
So I definitely know that.
It was a miracle. And that was another moment where I text my mother later and she's like, praise God for the miracle. The black mamas, baby, we're going to praise God for everything.
Praise God for everything. I mean, those things, every small thing he does, I make it so big.
Yes.
So that he will just be like, okay, yeah, I can do it.
Yes.
To motivate him to want to do, more.
Yes. Yes. And that's how it is, That's why I said like that being one of her goals, we had initially had the goal for the end of the school year. Yeah. But she was like, no, I want it by Christmas. So I love that. And so
that she set her own goal.
She set her own goal. She was like, no, I want to wear my big.
Yeah. Listen, it's the small things. And you find yourself up at night like, I never thought this day would come.
My mother kept saying, she was telling the whole family, we got a miracle, and it's wonderful for me. Like a lot of people think having a child with a disability or on a spectrum is going to be full of so many lows. But you get a lot of these high moments and it's just, you get to see real life miracles happen in front of you.
That's the one. That is the one. That is the one. You spoke a mouthful when you say that. That is definitely the one because it's a lot of things like seeing Jace from how he was to how he is now. I'm just like, I'm in awe. Yeah. And like you said, those miracles, you just be like, I never thought this would happen. And when he spoke for the first time and I'm like, okay, so it's just the little things you build from. Yes. And even if it's something so small as hey or bye, you still said it.
Yes.
When in a world where I thought you would never tell me anything.
Yes. So that must have been so wonderful.
Girl, cried a river.
I have a mom friend with a child on the autism spectrum, and we met at church and things. And she was like, "Can my son play with your 2 girls to kind of help him be integrated?" And at the time, he refused to eat, lollipops, ice cream, a lot of little different things that other kids are enjoying. And so one of our first play dates, my girls were eating lollipops and he asked for one and she cried. Yeah. The mother actually cried because it was the first time, because he was about 6 or 7 at the time. And he actually ate it and was okay because sensory wise, he had difficulties in that area. Yeah. With anything with the mouth, And so she was so happy that day just for those little things that he could enjoy. Yeah. Something like a lollipop.
Yeah. And my son, he doesn't eat cake. Yeah. So for me, he doesn't eat cake. So birthdays is not with cupcakes. Well, he may lick a little of the icing, but he's not a fan of it. Yeah. So I get him fruit. He loves fruit. So I'm like, well, good. You don't like a lot of sweets.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
And he doesn't like ice cream and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's okay with me. But here's the thing with me, with him and food sensories, I always make him try everything once.
Yeah. You at least try it. Yes.
At least once. So here's the thing. He doesn't like a lot of food, but he'll eat crawfish and shrimp.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. Your taste is a little expensive for me, but
like my kids, they like steak, and I'm like, what about like chicken nugget? Yeah. Like, no, they said want steak.
He'll eat stuff like that, but like a lot of sweets and meats and stuff like that. Even like chicken, no. Yeah. He'll eat bacon.
They love bacon. Yeah, I think everybody loves bacon.
You can't get away
It is
from
good.
it. Yeah, so it's a lot of things that he won't eat, but
Yes.
I try to make him try everything once, which is so crazy because when he was a baby, he ate vegetables all the time.
I know. And
Yeah.
it switched at some point.
It's like it just switched, and it's like, I don't want that.
I know. And it's so sad because it's like you want to see them eat and enjoy things, but often they have a lot of sensory issues with food. And so meal times can be challenging.
It can be. Yeah. It can be. But, with me, I kind of stick to the things that I know he'll eat.
Yes.
So we don't have those, no, I don't want that, looking at it like, So I try to stay within, those things, the comfort zone.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I have to bring, especially when they were younger, like their own snacks and stuff, because they were very rigid. They were not going to go outside of that. Yeah. So we bring our own stuff. That's why I said my mom bag was big back in the day.
Yes. and if I stop at the store or something, I'm like, okay, I can get him some chips. I know this is what he'll eat. Yes. Well, this is what he'll drink. But you stick within that small, narrow thing. Yes.
It's so true.
But, like I said, as they're growing up, those small things, to see them eat something different is big for us.
Yes, it is.
And some parents may look like, he's just eating a Cheeto. He wouldn't even eat a Cheeto yesterday. So, it just become those victories.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're going to take our second commercial break of the evening, but everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk. Welcome back, everybody, to Pink Table Talk. The show is produced by Lawin Media Network, and you can watch us live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, either through our YouTube, Facebook, Twitch TV, and we're also on all podcast platforms. Tonight, we've been having a wonderful discussion about autism and motherhood. We have a comment from one of our audience members. Fam.com713 says, "How can I get one of those mugs?"
Lovely.
Oh, yes. I love it with our beautiful logo. You can actually go onto my website, pinkluxlifebrands.com, to purchase one of these beautiful mugs. And it has our beautiful logo that I just designed. So definitely be sure to check out my website. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. I love it. And I love all the pink and, it's just very luxurious. So
yes.
It's very cute.
I'm a pinksy girl too. I'm like this month I just have to switch it up and be real colorful.
So we've been talking about your journey and talking about your motherhood. So tell us a little bit about you and what you currently do.
Okay, so I am a school nurse. I have been at my school this is my 11th year now.
Wow.
I haven't always been the school nurse though, but this is my 5th year as a school nurse. I'm actually at a performing arts school. Shout out to the Rose School for the Performing Arts.
That's wonderful.
The children there are amazing. And I'm also a breast cancer survivor.
Wow. Yes. Tell us about that.
So, it just came out of nowhere, honestly, guys. One day I was practicing for a show because I do plus modeling as well. So I was doing a dancing segment in there because also, again, I'm a trained ballerina.
Wow.
So we were putting together a dance segment for like the intermission for the show. And I noticed under my arm started to hurt, and I'm thinking, oh, it's because I'm dancing. Maybe, because I was practicing maybe 3 times a week, and I hadn't practiced that much in a while. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is what it is. So I went to the doctor, and she said, well, let's just wait till you're done with this. Maybe that to see if that's what it is. And so after the show, maybe 2 weeks went by and I kept feeling that it was hurting. No lump, guys, no lump, but I still felt the pain.
Wow.
So I was like, me being a medical personnel was like, yeah, something isn't right.
Yeah. Wow.
So as time went on, I actually went to she said, well, let me let you go get a mammogram. And then they'll do all the, they'll take all the x-rays and, that sort of thing. And that's when they told me. So thank God that I wasn't stage 4, stage 3. I was in the beginning stage. So they was like, good, you caught it when you did. So now the treatment can be aggressive, but it'll be short.
Oh, good.
So, yes, I've been cancer free about let's say 3 years.
Wow,
3 years.
That's great.
And then they said they thought it came back a year and a half ago. But then they was like, okay, well, I took I forgot what the name of it. They gave me some medicine to take, but it was orally. So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
And after about one round of that, I was good.
Oh,
and so now I go back every 3 months to get checked.
Oh, that's good.
Just to make sure there's nothing.
Yeah.
So when I tell you guys, if you feel something and you feel like it isn't right, don't let someone deter you from how you feel. You know your body. You know if you're feeling right. If you don't feel right, go get it checked out, because waiting, had I waited, who knows what stage I would have been in.
Yes. And we see that a lot with women in our age group. They wait too long and they're in stage 4. Cause like, I just see a lot of videos online of women talking about their journey, and they're in stage 4 and just straight off. And, and it's like, wow.
Because you ignore those signs. You let somebody tell you, like I said, my doctor was like, well, maybe you pulled a muscle or something. And she was like, well, rotate the heat and the ice on it. And I'm thinking, nah, this ain't just I've pulled a muscle body before. So when someone is telling you something, you're like, nah, don't take that. If you have to, go get you a second opinion. Let's find somebody else that's going to help me. Don't sit on it. Don't wait, because you'll wait a year and then you'll be in stage 4.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. What a remarkable story. A true survivor. That's so amazing.
Thank God.
Yes, I really have a lot of admiration and respect for you. So that's wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I know with my son, when I adopted him, I was thinking, okay, here I am coming out of this. I mean, going through this, and I'm this old and I'm gonna get a newborn. I was like, okay, girl, you have to pray about it. You have to fast about it. You have to ask God, you sure I'm the one?
Right.
I didn't have any kids at the time, and I was gonna be a traveling auntie. Okay, I was gonna be a traveling auntie.
I know.
Wheels up at 5. I'm trying to be gone. And so I had to, and that was the answer that I got, was like, yeah, I guess this is it. So I was like, oh, okay, God, let's see where it goes. And, and just getting into it. And a lot of people even ask me, going back to autism, a lot of people even ask me, if you knew your son was autistic, would you have still adopted him?
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, he thinks he needs me, but I think I need him so much more.
Oh, absolutely. We have another comment from May DeVera. For awareness purposes, how is ASD being developed? Is it during pregnancy? If yes, how can it be prevented? Oh, very good. Very good. Well, studies have shown that there might be a link with Tylenol during pregnancy. But I believe that there's a link because both of my children were born prematurely.
Okay.
And so they didn't spend enough time in the womb for that brain to develop. Also, I had complications. So there was some time in the womb where they lost like probably oxygen and blood to the brain. And so I believe it happened in utero. And then some people believe it can happen during the labor process, you know, if a mother or the baby loses oxygen, if there's some type of complication or issue with the birthing process, that can cause this autism to develop.
Okay. And I know a lot of people ask, and just off the top of the head, they think it's because of immunizations. That is absolutely not true.
No.
I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, don't immunize your." I know plenty of people who are exempt. Their children are exempt from immunizations, and they're still going through the same thing. So, I definitely wouldn't say that, but you know, it's a lot of theories out there where it may come from, and honestly, we may never know.
Yeah,
we may never know. I know for me, the one who gave birth to Jace, she did take Tylenol while she was pregnant. However, she had no prenatal care.
Oh, see, and that's also
from 34 weeks is when she started prenatal care.
Wow.
So I may never know, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's a lot of theories out there, but guys, we may never know who, how, where it's coming from or anything.
And I actually started seeing some studies this year that were published saying that this neurodivergence is an evolution of the humans and of our brains.
Yes,
because
I've heard that too.
Yeah, because actually children or people on the autism spectrum have very high IQs.
Yeah,
and they're able to solve problems and puzzles. Yeah, very smart.
Like,
yes. Like my kids, I remember early on, my oldest, she remembered every line from her favorite movie. I mean, she could repeat it verbatim.
That is Jace with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Every episode. We lived in that for a while.
Every episode.
We lived with Mickey for a while. Oh boy, those were the days.
Yeah, that's why I said every episode he can quote verbatim.
Yeah,
and that's so crazy because they're saying he's nonverbal, but he can quote everything that they're saying.
Yeah, they love their shows and stuff. Yeah, I remember one scene in Rio my daughter was watching, and before the little bird sang and put like her fur coat on, my daughter went and grabbed the throw blanket off the couch and was ready to perform. She knew the scene that was coming up, and she sang the whole scene, and she put the throw around her. I said, okay, performance.
Yes, because when I tell you they are extremely intelligent, they are extremely intelligent.
Yes. I mean, they remember everything. Because like even today, part of the testing, they asked my daughter to look at different faces and stuff. And she's like, these are the same people right here. Yeah. And the doctor said nobody else recognized that pattern before. Yeah. Nobody else realized it was the same. Because like, even though they had dressed this character up differently, she's like, that's the same person. That's the same face.
And my son remembers numbers like it's nothing.
Yes.
Numbers. I said, okay, engineer. But yeah, it's numbers. And I'm like, yeah, they're extremely smart.
Oh, absolutely. And so I'm kind of going towards the theory of it being an evolution of the brain. And so I want to continue to see where research goes in this area
and how it develops.
I'm excited for it, you know,
to see in 10 years what will be with this whole thing.
Yes. And so I think that we're going to come to find that we have a lot of people who are neurodivergent. I feel Einstein was probably neurodivergent, but
numbers.
Yeah. We didn't have a word for it back then because they said he didn't talk either for a long time.
See, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I said back in the day when we were younger, you know, in Black households, I know a lot of parents was like, go sit down. That's just the cousin. That's just the cousin that don't talk. He in his own world, you know. And it was probably then. But we just never knew.
We didn't say, they said, oh, they don't like to talk. They like to keep to themselves. They're quiet.
Or he played by himself.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, oh, he's retarded. You know.
Yeah, so, that was unfortunate, a blanket term back in the day.
And it was over everybody who they felt wasn't normal.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, that ignorance of knowing what's going on, then you just say, okay, that's what we'll put everybody under is
this blanket term. And I feel like we actually missed so much by doing that.
Yeah.
Like so many people could have gotten help that they needed and been more socialized.
Yeah, and it's some adults now that's saying, "Oh, I feel like I'm on the spectrum."
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of adults now being diagnosed with autism and on the autism spectrum. And so we're seeing a lot of influencers and people just kind of coming out with their story and their journey. And so it's very interesting. I think we have a lot more people, especially women in society with ASD. The reason women kind of are able to hide their symptoms is because they adapt well and they're usually very good in school.
We're definitely chameleons.
Women or little girls are supposed to be quiet. You know, it's only when boys were quiet and not roughhousing that they thought something was wrong. So a lot of girls and women were not diagnosed.
Yes, that's definitely true. Just because we were kind of taught that girls are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Yes, exactly.
So, but it took for a boy to just be kind of sitting back, looking around, like, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" You know, that's the term, the thing that they look at is like, "What's going on with him? He's not with the other boys outside running around playing."
Right.
So yeah, a lot of adults are saying, "I just found out that I'm level 3 on the spectrum," and you like, "How did you find that out?" And then they start to look at the things and they talk to their doctors. A lot of therapists will tell them, "Hey, well, these are signs of X, Y, and Z," but they won't diagnose them until you go somewhere and actually get diagnosed.
Yes, it's so true. We're going to take our last commercial break of the evening. Can't believe we're almost at the end of this show, but everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk.
For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizzen Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning.
We'll sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning, or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizzen Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit DizzenLawFirm.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pink Table Talk. So, Demetria, you have a website for Jace. So talk to us about that.
Okay, so I've created jacesjourney.com. It is a place where parents can go get resources. They can look for fun little sensory places. And just and also moms meeting up for autistic kids to play. Everybody doesn't have that time where they can let their kid play and not have to worry about, okay, what's going on? What are they doing? Well, they can kind of sit and have let their hair down. So that, and then we're also doing the autism walk. It is coming up this Saturday, April the 11th. I think it's at City Park or City Plaza.
Look at that.
This is our team's logo. My son is absolutely in love with PJ Masks. So now he's the front one because he becomes Gecko and mommy becomes Owlette, which is the girl, and my fiance, she becomes Catboy. So we're all a team in the house. So yeah, we play along with him. But the autism walk will be this Saturday. It is an amazing opportunity to come out for moms who do not have the resources. They have a lot of resources out there. They have Autism Speaks. They help you with a lot. That is just a gang load of resources there within itself. And then you'll meet a lot of like-minded people and people who have who have kids on the spectrum that you can relate to. Yes. I know I've networked and talked to and got to know a lot of moms out there. Did play dates with Jace with other kids as well, just so moms can have that time to just chill, let their hair down, like I say.
It's so true. And I love it. This will be my second year also participating in the walk. I love it. I brought the girls with me last year. And, it was so funny. It was our first year doing it. And my oldest, she was like, "Mom, what's autism?"
Oh my God. Yes.
Because she's like, why are we here? I said, well, I'm doing this walk in honor of you, Cara, because you have autism. And she's like, well, what's autism? And it was just the funniest thing. And so I was like, well, you have autism, because I never raised her with a label. You know, I never really like talked to her about it. And she was just like, what?
Yeah, because you just don't, but you don't shield her from it either. Because I told Jace, I said, Jace, yeah, we're doing an autism walk. You have autism. He was like, he was looking at me like, okay, whatever.
Right.
But yes, this is my 4th year doing it.
Wow, that's
yes,
wonderful.
The 4th year. I told you once she gave the soft diagnosis, I jumped right in. Started looking for things to do, and they said they had this autism walk. I'm like, good, I get to meet some people.
Yes. It's fantastic though. They really bring out a lot of resources and vendors. I mean, from camps to doctors' offices to even dentists that are ASD, like appropriate and stuff like that. And then they had like barrel races and all kinds of fun things for the kids
would want to do. Yes.
It was so fun.
And they were so patient with those kids.
They really were.
I was like, this is amazing. But it was nice. It was really nice.
Like I really enjoyed myself. Then they had also like autism friendly snacks, you know, because how we were talking about like the food sensory sensitivities. They actually had snacks and things there that kids on the spectrum would like. And that
those
they wouldn't be
foods for them.
averting. So it was really nice and I love it. So if y'all are in the area, you know, you can either donate to the walk or come on down and join us for the walk. It's fun and it goes by very fast. I think it's 2 miles.
Yeah, it's 2 miles. It starts at about 10:30. It starts at 10:30. You'll be done maybe about 11:30. But what's your team name?
Pink Lux Life.
Okay,
obviously.
And I am on Jace's journey, obviously.
Yes. So, you know, I'll be out there in all pink. Last year, me and my daughters, we wore all pink. Everybody's like, oh, pink, because everybody was wearing like blue, you know, and all the like the typical autism colors, but we were the only ones in pink. So
yes, you'll see us out there. We'll have black shirts on. We'll also have our superhero capes on with Jay. So nice. I told you we have to do the part for him because he looks for it. When the theme song comes on TV, he's like, "Are you gonna sing your part?"
Yeah,
so, but yeah, I dive fully in. So hope to see you guys out there. Anybody, if you see us, Jace's Journey of Pink Lux Life, come and say hi.
Yeah, it's a good fun time. You know, like I said, even the kids were able to do the walk. You know, of course, they're like, "Why are we still walking?" What is it over? But they enjoyed it. You know,
the
and they had a great time.
I had a stroller for Jace, but the next year I was like, okay, I'm walking, you walking. We walking together.
We walking this out.
Walk
it out.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that's so wonderful. So I love that. And then also you're part of a sorority here in Houston. So tell us about that.
Yes, so I'm a part of a all lesbian sorority. It is called Alpha Kappa Theta. We are an amazing group of women. We do community service. We host events. And when I say events, I mean fun things that everybody wants to do. I'm not saying like, oh, they just finna come up here and step. No, we dance, we play, we have fun. I mean, we appeal to an audience that everybody doesn't quite get, I guess is what I can say. But yes, we at the sorority that I'm in, yes, we are amazing. You should check us out. You can look us up on all our socials. It's Alpha Kappa Theta sorority. And you can meet all of our members.
Yes, and you guys also are up for Grand Marshal for the Pride Parade and some award.
We are up for Grand Marshal for the Houston Pride Parade. Oh my God, we are elated. When I tell you we are ready, we're like, okay, like double dutch, ready to jump in. So yeah, we are up for that and some other awards that we have. I think it's Sorority of the Year at the LGBT awards, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, yes. So like I said, check us out on socials. You can keep up with us. You'll see everything that we're into.
Yes. What a wonderful group of ladies. Y'all are such a nice, classy group.
Yes.
So,
classy.
Support.
That ain't no, I ain't gonna say we. Listen, we have fun.
Sophisticated ratchet.
Yeah. We have fun. I'm gonna say ain't no nah, I can't say that, but we gonna have some fun now. We definitely gonna have fun. Now you're gonna see us dancing, and but we're actually a really good time to be around.
Yeah, I love that. I always, I feel like people are like, is she ghetto? Is she classy? Is she professional? And then somebody said it's called sophisticated.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? That's perfect.
Or you can just be a chameleon because you can just adapt to wherever you are. Yeah. Okay, this is the ratchet place. Okay.
We're going to turn up.
Yeah, and if it's time to get classy, okay, now let's speak what we know.
I bring out my pearl.
Yeah. Pearls with French tips. Yes. Okay. Yes.
But yeah, it's all good. And I love seeing professional women who have a sisterhood and who can have fun, but y'all still get down to business and you do wonderful community service.
Yes.
So I love that. And bravo to you guys.
And that's one of the main reasons that I am a part of this sorority. And when I did my research, this is why I choose to join, because of the classiness, the sophistication. I didn't want to be a part of anything ratchet. Always, you see them like you with them. Yeah. It's when you see us, we have fun. I'm not going to say that we just, so poised, but when it's time to, we can.
Yes.
And we are a group of women that's full of professionals.
Yes.
So we know how to handle ourselves at the time. Yeah. We know how to have fun, but we know when, okay, it's time to cut that off.
Yes.
Let's get into our elements.
Yes. Oh, I love it. So y'all look out for them and definitely be sure to check them out. I thank you so much, Demetria, for coming on today. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
Continue doing the wonderful work you're doing with Jace's Journey. I love it. And I will see you Saturday at the walk.
See you, girl.
So thank you all for watching tonight. Be sure to watch us next week. We're going to be bringing some fun stuff. Next week, we're actually going to be starting one of our special episodes, the Late Night Party Bus Edition with Jemmy the J, the exotic dancer, midnight ballerina.
So ballerina, get into
Yes, so make sure you all tune in next week, Wednesday at 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern. We're on YouTube Live, Facebook, Twitch TV, and all podcast platforms. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. Have a good night.
Bye.